When life becomes hectic, time becomes a blur, they say. And I got to experience this firsthand during my final exams. And here's a glimpse of the same. Hi guys, today is 25th of February and I have my exams beginning from tomorrow, that is 26th of February. And just the feeling of final exams of final year, it is hitting me hard each minute with each passing minute. The first paper is of medicine paper 1. It has relatively lesser chapters compared to paper 2, and I have still not covered the paper 1 topics. Like, there are 3 more chapters remaining. So there's a part in my mind which is overthinking that how will I be able to complete paper 2 ka chapters in one day, though that is for a later date. Like, I have one day gap in between after paper 1. So there is this weird urge that I get during exams to watch some series or some movies. And when I'm free, I usually don't get such ideas, but only like 1 week prior to the exam or something like that, I start getting all these urges. But anyways, resisting my urge, and then now I'm off to study cardiology. I'm studying cardiology from morning today, so I have to get it done as soon as possible, and study the remaining 2 3 chapters. Or else the thing I can do is I can just abandon cardiology, complete the other 2 chapters, and then get back to it like I always do. So let's see. Believing in any sort of higher power or God, according to some studies, has direct benefit to health. Not only that, it also helps in stress reduction and helps us stay calm in times of storm when our mind is going through a turmoil. It may not take much of our time, it may hardly take 2 to 5 minutes, but it definitely does help, especially in times of exam or stress. It is 9 o'clock right now. I have the entire hepatobiliary system, a little bit part of cardiology and diabetes left out, and also some other small topics here and there. And I think I can do it. I also received wishes from all of my family members and also some of my juniors who are really sweet, and I had not expected that actually. And it fills you with a different kind of confidence when people reassure that they believe in you and you can do it. So that was the kind of confidence that I needed, and I got it. Anyways, before progressing further in my studies, I just kept my hall ticket aside along with some pens and stuff needed for tomorrow, because that is very important. If I panic at the last moment and leave it behind, then that's going to be a disaster. Pen though can be borrowed, but hall ticket, so yeah, I also took a photocopy of my hall ticket, and then keep the original copy with me. Medicine paper 1 is done, and must say it was a pretty much straightforward paper, and there were a few unexpected questions, so I just made up my own answer for those. But anyways, we have medicine paper 2 day after tomorrow, and I thought I'll keep lesser targets for today. And even though I set very few targets, I'm not even able to study that. My pace is really slow, and my legs are aching very much because I have this habit of walking while studying. So because of that, yesterday my legs are really aching very bad. So but last year, since my knee was injured, I don't know how I sat at one place and studied for my entire exams. Because now, even though the books are so heavy of medicine and surgery, I sometimes walk and study. So, anyways, I have to figure it out. So, paper 2 portions are like a lot. There is respiratory system, there is neurology, there is dermatology, psychiatry, and many others. So I don't know how I'll be able to manage my time. I'll try my level best, and yeah, let's see. Though there were a lot of chapters to study, the feeling that this is probably the last time that I'm going to be studying medicine to write a theory exam is what made me happy and kept me going. Medicine is not a bad subject, but it is too lengthy. There is too much to study, and I don't think one can ever complete it, at least at the UG level. Medicine paper 2 is done, and medicine is done with that. Like, it was a good paper, but then in hematology there are many questions which we had studied, but then ultimately they had given the usual, they expected the OG, iron deficiency anemia. I mean, like, from the second year starting till the final year, it has been in almost every paper possible, the iron deficiency anemia. It had been in pathology paper as well. In third year we had in community medicine something like, anemia control programs, and in final year, in almost every internals we have got that question. And also, even in OBG we get that question, anemia in pregnant female and all that stuff. So yeah, that was there. It's a relief that medicine is done, and that fat book of Archit Baluri doesn't have to be studied again except for the practicals. And now we have one day for relaxation, and then obviously not relaxing entirely, but we can just chill a bit and then start preparing for surgery. Paper 1 is general surgery, paper 2 is systemic along with ortho. So, like, paper 1, a little bit less number of chapters are there. Paper 2 is again gonna be really hectic. So yeah. After a much needed short break, I got back at creating some small flashcards of volatile facts in general surgery. So I just noted down these points as in when I read it. Writing it down will help in muscle memory, and sticking them on the wall, I can just revise it on the go, and thus it will help me remember these facts. So I did revise it and remember it, but the thing is, none of the questions were asked from these facts in the exam. No matter how much we plan our chapters in advance or allocate time for each of them, but the actual speed increases only on the night before the exam, and that is when I am most productive. So it is that kind of situation for me. From morning, there were less portions for paper 1, so I was just taking it easy. But then now I have still 3 to 4 chapters remaining, and one of them is the breast, which is the major chapter. So yeah, let's see, let's complete. I can easily complete it within tomorrow, but the thing is, I had not imagined that I would have so many chapters remaining, and it's 10:40 right now. So yesterday surgery paper 1 was done. It went good only, but I don't know, I didn't feel that satisfaction that I felt after completing medicine paper 2. Anyways, we had 2 days gap for surgery paper 2 and ortho, which is on the same day. So today I read ortho, like I'm still reading ortho, and I think that I had sort of underestimated the portions in paper 2. So there is a lot to be studied, and yesterday after coming from exam I couldn't study much. So tomorrow again, tomorrow is a Sunday, so I have one more day to study surgery. Let's see, hope it goes well. Surgery and ortho paper 2, I mean surgery paper 2 and ortho paper, it is done, and it's so satisfying that more than half of my exams are done. Only 3 more remaining, that is obstetrics, gynecology and peds. So yeah, it went well. The only thing is my hand started aching while writing the ortho paper, because according to our RS4 pattern there should be like specific questions, like either write clinical features, management of so and so disease, and that will be given 5 marks. But in ortho, the questions were very vague. Like, they have written osteoclastoma, they have written as carpal tunnel syndrome or something like that. And how much to write for each of them? Like, should we write the etiology? Should we write the clinical features, signs, symptoms, management? What do they expect from us? So it is difficult to actually read the mind of examiner. And if we skip one point, and the examiner expects that, so it's a little tricky to write that kind of questions. But apart from that, it went well. Just hoping to get done with the other 3 papers in a similar way, in a similar vibe. Had got 4 days of study holidays after the obstetrics paper. Gynae and peds were remaining, so I took an entire day off, took some time to recharge myself, and then got back to studying. Hi guys, an update much later, and after 4 to 5 days, my obs and gynae, both the exams are done. It was getting a little bit stressful, so I just took a break from vlogging, and I didn't give an update earlier. and so it went well. In the exams, I felt that in ops I could have done better, but anyways, it's done. And last one paper of pediatrics is remaining. So we have our pediatrics exam day after tomorrow on 13th of March, and hopefully that will go well too. And literally from 15th of March we have our practical exam, and it will be done by 20th. So technically in another 9 to 10 days I'll be done with final year, and I just can't wait to get done with the exams because I'm really tired of studying for the exams. And moreover, I have some exciting plans for the days coming after exams. So those plans, those the bucket list that I've made for after my exams, it is acting like a source of motivation for me to, perform well in the remaining exams and get done with it. And yeah, it was time to give it all, give my best shot at it. It was one last paper, and for the first time I felt, despite it being the last theory exam, I was not facing any last paper syndrome, unlike usual, because I was very excited that my theory exams are going to be done. So here's an update much later, because after the pediatrics theory paper we were called for revision classes for the practical exams, because we didn't have much time after our theory paper. So we were really tired. By the time we came back home, it was almost 6 to 7 and we were done for the day. Pediatrics paper also went well, but I was not too much worried about how it went because I was just happy that it was done. After that, we had again back-to-back practical exam, and I was a little stressed, and my overthinking mind was just like, what if something goes wrong and all of that stuff. But everything went well. So these were a few days that were stressful, sleep deprived, yet satisfying at the end. And all that needs to be done is done, and I'm just waiting for the results and hope that it turns out well. So yeah, see you in my next video. Until next time, take care.